This is the first decent rally they've had. And of course, Kory can't manage to follow through. Nighthawk misses the serve there. Point for Kory. Fails to return the backspin serve as usual. Kory attempts to backspin serve with a bit of success for a change, but of course fails the second attempt. This is embarrassing. He seems a bit frustrated at this point. How did this guy even get in this tournament? This has to be the worst player I've seen in this kind of event. This is pathetic. Hello everyone, this is Kory, and in this series we will answer the question if 11 table tennis is worth it. As always, we talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, and then I give you my opinion and tell you whether I think it's worth it. I review every game I play, so make sure to subscribe. So let's get into the good stuff. 11 table tennis is as close as you're gonna get right now to playing table tennis in real life, which is probably why I'm so bad at it. When I was in college wasting my time, I'd have a beer or two at the restaurant on campus and play a few games of table tennis at the gym with a few friends. This is basically the extent of my experience with table tennis, but with this, I will say that 11 table tennis feels very, very close to the real thing. The mechanics in 11 table tennis are pretty straightforward. There aren't any fancy power-ups, perks, or special abilities. This is a table tennis VR game which tries to get as close as it can to the real thing. And I'd even go as far as calling it a table tennis simulator. There are many settings to customize, ranging from cosmetic appearance to paddle settings, and you can even set up how much bounce and spin your paddles have against the ball. You can also adjust the table height and floor distance. With the simplicities of 11 table tennis, there are actually a few single-player modes to play and practice with. You could play against AI and set the difficulty to meet your skill level, play against yourself with half a table turned vertically, and there's even a beer pong setup, if you want to have a little bit of fun with that. With multiplayer, you have a list of players with their rank and ping, and you can send an invite to challenge anyone. This also means that they can send you an invite as well, which you will hear and see in the notifications tab. The games follow standard table tennis rules, and you cannot deviate from this because there is only one game mode for multiplayer. This means the first to 11 points wins the match, and I personally have only won a single match after about 20 games. So yeah, I'm that bad. You could play ranked or unranked matches with other players, and this is selected after you're matched with them. I personally enjoyed the realistic feel of 11 table tennis, and having the ability to fully calibrate where your paddle is positioned in your hand really helps. Unfortunately, you cannot readjust the paddle on the fly like you would be able to in real life. So this brings me to the bad stuff. The biggest issue for me is that some online games can become very awkward and almost impossible to play due to latency issues. What happens when there's a mediocre connection between you and your opponent is that the ball will look like it's being hit twice, and the second hit is the real ball. I know this is a little confusing, but this is by far the biggest issue in the game right now. But at the same time, this only happens when people have poor connections with each other. If you connect to someone who has a good ping, then you shouldn't have this issue. However, if you want to play with friends who live on the other side of the world, then you will have to learn to deal with this issue. Speaking of ball issues, the ball frame rate is low, or at least it seemed low compared to everything else. I use a Valve Index headset, and I had it set to 120 Hz, and I wasn't reprojecting any frames. I even tried 144 Hz, and this did not change the issue. My paddles and the environment felt like it was running at the proper frame rate, but the ball itself felt like it was running at around 30 frames per second. Overall, the menu and UI feels clunky and isn't the best I've used in VR. But this is just my own subjective opinion. It's not a deal breaker, just something I think should be improved. Ranked games are set up awkward, and when asking someone if they want to play, you don't ask if they want to play ranked or unranked immediately. And instead, you're put into a lobby with them and choose this after you've been matched together. Once you're in that lobby, you can choose to play ranked or unranked. The issue is that if either of you chooses to play unranked, it will default to an unranked game. This means that if you want to play only ranked games, then you have to leave that lobby and find someone else on the list, join them in a lobby, and go through the same process all over again, and hope that they picked a ranked game so you could play a ranked. This can become tedious if several people keep choosing unranked games. My advice, and I think the obvious way to fix this, is to add a ranked and unranked matchmaking system. I'm hoping they will change this issue in the future. Lastly, if you are not too good at table tennis, then you're going to have many people treat you like the peasant you are. Most players will put a spin on the ball, which makes it bounce off of your paddle and go the opposite direction you would want it to. If you don't know how to counter this, then you will probably have a bad time in multiplayer. And if you're really bad like I am, and lob the ball high up for the opponent to hit, then they are going to return the ball by hitting it as hard as they can, making it nearly impossible for you to react for a return. That being said, if you play with a friend who plays respectfully and who has a similar skill level as you do, then you will have a good time. So, is 11 table tennis worth it? While 11 table tennis isn't the most intuitive setup in terms of UI and gameplay options, it is very good where it matters, and that's with the ball physics and overall feel, and it feels great to play. It's as close as you can get to the real thing, and I'd go as far as saying it qualifies as a table tennis simulator. That being said, it has its issues. Ball latency sucks, I feel like the ball refresh rate could be higher, and their matchmaking system can use improvements. In the end, I am very glad I picked up 11 table tennis. And if you enjoy table tennis, then I'd say it's definitely worth it. But this is all just my opinion, and I'm curious whether you think it's worth it. Let me know in the comments down below. I post new videos every week, so if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Liking the video helps a ton and shows your support, and if you want to know what's on my mind, then follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description down below. As always, make sure you think for yourself, which means question yourself, do what makes you happy, and I'll see you all next time.